What if I told you that in this past 7 days, across our whole MOS, which isn't the whole state of Florida, just our MOS, more than 5,000 homes reduced price. And in Hillsborough County, more than 800 homes reduced their sales price. What does it mean? That's what I'm talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown, and I'm a realtor with Century 21 Elizabeth Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So if you've been with me and you know my story, you know I was a principal. And whenever I started talking about data, my teachers would just zone out. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a numbers geek. And yeah, my teachers weren't. So, but there was a point behind the numbers, and I always stress, we talk about 2%, if we could make 2% gain. But as a teacher, I wanted to know, hey, Angelique needs to really work on her algebra, and Dale needs to improve his reading comprehension, and Jessica really needs to improve her science scores, right? So it's getting beyond the numbers and looking at individual kids. So that's what I want to do today, right, is look beyond the numbers. So in the opening, I said more than 5,000 homes across our MLS have reduced prices, and that is true. Hillsborough County, more than 800 homes reduced prices. That is true. In South Tampa, and again, if you've been with me for my market updates, the 5 zip codes of South Tampa, we had 63 homes reduced price. Now, 10 of those were condos, 12 were townhomes, and 41 were single-family residents, right? So what does all that mean? Does that mean the market's going to crash? Well, I am going to dig into some data, and I hope I don't bore you. If you have questions, be sure to email me. But let me tell you, when I say that 64 homes reduced their price, the median drop in price was 3%, 3.28%. So the average home in South Tampa is $500,000. So we're talking about a drop of $16,000. And I'll talk more about that and why that's happening. And I do have a whole series of graphs to share with you. That's why there's this whole empty space here. It won't be empty for long, right? So I'm just reading my notes because I want to get this right. So when I talked about the average reduction is 3.28%. Remember that in the past 18 months, maybe even the past 12 months, home prices have gone up 30%, over 30% in South Tampa. So a 3% drop, it's not like home prices are dropping. It's what people are asking for the home has dropped. It's not home values are dropping. So let's go back when, if we go back during COVID, right? So interest rates were almost zero. That's what my bank was paying me anyway, right? And to borrow money to get a mortgage loan, it was 2.7, 2.8%. And so buyers were chasing the market, right? And I shared stories here where homes would have 70, 80 offers. One of our agents in the office had 123 offers on one listing. And then buyers got into wars. I'll pay $30,000 over asking. I'll do $32,000. I'll do $40,000. I'll do $50,000, right? So they got into the bidding war, and buyers were chasing the market, which just accelerated the market value of homes. And I also did, some of my friends found this hysterical. I did a video, and I'll put a link to it here, about what these cash buyers did to the market. So when an appraiser comes out, the appraiser looks at your house, but compares it to other sales, homes that have sold in the area. And they price your home based on these other sales. Well, if you have buyers coming in and paying $60,000 over asking, and I don't care about finance contingency, I'm going to pay cash, well, that just raises the market value for the neighborhood, and it raises the value of all the homes. So any homes that then sell are going to use that cash purchase as a new comp, right? And appraisers are going to use that. And so as buyers were chasing the market and we had a ton of cash buyers coming in, it raised the value of all the homes across the area. Now, what hasn't been talked about, and there's really no way for me to track this, I wonder about Bitcoin. And because that went from 10,000 up to 80,000, and people may have been cashing out and using that money for homes. That would be interesting. I don't have the data, and I'm not going to get into that. But let's take a look at some key metrics. So number one is active listings. So what I did is I went back 3 years. So I went back to July of 2019, just so you could see the trend of where we are. So here we are, July 19 to current. Now, I should not have included July of 2020 because we're not done with July yet. But you can see active listings is up, especially from January. You can see that nice increase from January to now. And why are there more homes on the market? Well, it's either people aren't buying homes or more people are putting homes on the market. Well, look at this graph. This is new listings. So again, this is all this data is just South Tampa. That's all I looked at. And so just in South Tampa, you can see the trend of people putting homes on the market. And we really are not that different from 2020, 2021. We're in that summer cycle where people put their homes on the market in the summer. And you can see that's still continuing. So if more homes are on the market and inventory's up, then what's the next assumption? That sales are down. Oh, are they? Yeah, they are, right? So you can see sales are down, which is causing more inventory on the market. So now, why are sales down? Well, again, thank you for letting me look at my notes. It's because of purchasing power. And again, I talked about this on a video I did a couple weeks ago when I talked about, well, what about the sellers? And I'll put a link to that video here. But it's about affordability. And if you saw that video and recall, I said that if a couple in December had a budget of $2,400 a month, they could afford a $537,000 house. Now, at interest rates almost at 6%, they can only afford, I say only, but they can afford a $400,000 house. So in 6 months, they lost $137,000 of purchasing power. So as home prices are going up, their budget is shrinking, there are less homes that they are able to afford. And I give credit to buyers who say, listen, I'm not going to buy a home just to buy a home, right? I want to buy the right home. And if it means I have to rent a little bit more, I rent a little bit more. So sales has declined, and I think it's really because of people's purchasing power. So what are sellers going to do? Well, they reduce the price, right? So if they put their home on the market, so I have to go back to my note because I wrote this. If listings are up and sales are slowing down, and I told you 63 homes in South Tampa have reduced their list price, right? So listings are up, sales are down. Remember the law of supply and demand. If I only have 5 sunglasses and I'm asking $20 for them and nobody's paying me $20, okay, how about 15? Will you give me $15? 12. Will you give me $12, right? So then I lower the price to attract buyers. And that's what we're seeing in the market is home prices are being reduced to attract buyers. Now, this goes 2 ways, right? So number one, how can I say this? So I have another graph I need to show you. So let me do that first, right? So let's take a look at this graph of home sales, the median sales price for the past 2 years. Well, in fact, for this, I went back to January of 19. And what do you see for home price? Home price has gone up. And you see right here in 2022, it really spikes, right? Well, let's dig in closer. Let's refocus just from November. So I'll put another graph up here. So November of 21 to June of 22. Now, this is an important graph because if you remember, starting February, the Fed started raising interest rates. And so interest rates went from 3% in December to almost 6% in April. Yeah, that didn't stop the median sales price from going up. And so look at the difference between where we are now, median sales price, and February's median sales price. For us to get back to February's median sales price, homes would have to reduce their price by 18%, right? All the homes have to reduce price to 18%, and that only puts us on par with February. But if you remember the previous graph, home prices have gone up for the past 3 years. And what did I say? The 63 homes that reduced price, the median reduction was 3%. So the people that say home prices are being reduced to 800 homes, Hillsborough County, and they say market's going to crash, home prices are going to crash. And listen, yes, home prices are going to drop, and they drop to encourage buyers to come in. They are not going to drop to pre-pandemic levels. They're not even going to drop to February 2022 levels, right? And again, it goes back to buyers chasing the dollars, right? As an agent, when I went to price a home and I saw these cash buyers coming in and paying over asking price, as an agent, it was tough for me. How do I price a home? I look at all the comps and I say, it's $370,000. But people come in and offer $400,000. Well, good for my sellers that they got more money, but it kind of made me look like an idiot. Why didn't you ask more? Well, because we're basing off comps. And so we're still in that period, we're transitioning, that as agents, we don't know what to ask for homes. And so we put a home on the market, and if there's no activity, right? People aren't looking at the home. People aren't putting offers on the home. We're going to reduce the price. And if need be, we'll reduce the price again. to attract more buyers. And then this leads to the last graph I want to show you is days on the market, right? So what's typical? You put a house on the market, how long does it sit before it goes under contract? Well, look at this graph. Over 3 years, you can see going back to the summer of 19, it was typical, it was average to have homes on the market 60 days, right? 58, 60 days. And where are we now? Even in June of 22, we're under 10 days, right? That's median. So if we want to get back to normal market, right? So houses are going to sit on the market 30 to 40 days. Now, sellers are going to say, wait a second, it's been 2 weeks, why hasn't my home sold? Why aren't you selling my home? Listen, it's all about pricing and position, condition, location. It's about the buyer's finances. There's a lot of factors. I did read an article just yesterday that the number of, Tampa has seen the biggest decrease in the number of multiple offer situations. We used to have 60% of the homes had multiple offers, and now we're at 27% have multiple offers. That's still 25% of the homes on the market. Anyway, when you see the news that home prices are dropping, yes, they are, because maybe they were overpriced to begin with. And we no longer have the buyers chasing the market, chasing the price. Buyers are stepping away because they can't afford as much. The price has to be right for them, so they're going to pause. Home prices come down, attract more buyers. So that's what we're saying. We're not saying a market crash. And I did a video a couple weeks ago, and I think it was on one of the sellers. Even during a recession, except the recession in 08, but the past 5 recessions, home prices have gone up, even during a recession. So even with this high inflation and we expect a recession to happen, home prices are going to go up, right? That's my prediction. So anyway, I know I went over a lot of graphs, a lot of data. If you have questions, reach out to me, send me an email, right? Check out my website, joebrownc21.com. I'll probably take a couple days and put a blog on my website with this information so you can read it and maybe make more sense to you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Let me know how I can help you. I want to be your trusted advisor. So if you're thinking about selling your home, give me a call. Listen, it's no obligation. You call me, I come talk to you. There's no obligation you have to use me. Let's talk. Let's see if what I say makes sense. And if it does, we go from there, right? Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.